Hi there, I'm Rex King. Welcome back to another edition of Monday Night Movie. With the Oscars behind us, I thought I'd talk about one of my personal favorite Oscar winners. You Can't Take It With You. Now, You Can't Take It With You is the story of Anthony P. Kirby, played by Edward Arnold. He's a powerful businessman on the cusp of making the biggest deal of his life. And a man named Martin Vanderhoff, played by John Barrymore, who simply enjoys the simple pleasures in life. Now, these two completely different men's lives collide when Vanderhoff's granddaughter, played by Jean Arthur, and Anthony Kirby's son, played by Jimmy Stewart, fall madly in love with each other. What transpires is a tale of two completely different ideals. This film was initially based off a play. The play rights were acquired by Harry Cohen, one of the heads of Columbia Pictures at the time. He gave the assignment to longtime director Frank Capra. Now, Frank actually had a hard time casting Tony Kirby, apparently. So, he looked around and he saw a movie called Navy Blue and Gold, a film starring Jimmy Stewart. He loved the performer and decided that he'd be perfect for the role. This would be the first of 3 performances that Jimmy Stewart would do in Frank Capra films, the other 2 being Mr. Smith Goes to Washington and It's a Wonderful Life. Now, this film received a huge amount of critical acclaim when it first came out. It won Best Picture, which would be the second Best Picture winner that Frank Capra would direct, the other one being It Happened One Night. He also won an award for Best Director, his third of such awards. It was nominated in 4 other categories, making for a total of 6 nominations. Impressive for a film from the 1930s. Now, this film has been criticized by some modern critics of saying it hasn't aged well. To that I say, what are you talking about? This film is perfect. I love it. The comedic aspect is right on point, and the characters are all brilliant, along with the actors who portray them. Now, I didn't make an emphasis about the romance because I felt it was the weakest part of the film. Now, the film does try to sell that romance hard, but at the heart of this film is the combat of 2 different ideals. You have Anthony P. Kirby, again played by Edward Arnold, who's your stereotypical businessman who just wants money and power, believing that that will make his life have purpose and meaning. Meanwhile, you have Martin Vanderhoff, who initially did have money and power, but decided to give it up because he wasn't enjoying life, and realizing that enjoying life should be the primary concern. 2 completely competing ideals, and when they are on screen together, it is spectacular. I love John Barrymore, and Edward Arnold is also spectacular. So, seeing those 2 combat with words and jabs, it's just spectacular. My favorite scene in this film has to be the jailhouse scene, a scene that Frank Capra himself added in to the story. It wasn't initially in the play. That scene in which they're in a cell and they're talking to each other and they're basically, finally their ideals are at a fever pitch of combativeness. Anthony P. Kirby's mad at him for getting him in prison, and Vanderhoff is just saying enjoy life. Well, it doesn't matter. We'll be out soon, probably. It's just enjoying life. At the end of the day, I enjoy that competing of ideals in this film. And I want to be clear here, the film does not say that pursuing money is evil. It's not like some other films that will go like, if you pursue money, then you are evil. No, this film does not say that. It says that if you make pursuit of money your primary goal, you will lose sight of what's important. And it doesn't hit Anthony P. Kirby that that is the case until towards the end of the film, when his son has said he will leave the business because he just doesn't enjoy it, and his longtime friend and competitor Ramsey is found dead in a bathroom. After hearing this news, he realizes he feels nothing for it and realizes he might be losing what little humanity he has left. So he runs to Vanderhoff, and Vanderhoff explains how even the simplest pleasures might have the most unexpected results. I truly enjoy this film. Edward Arnold and John Barrymore are always spectacular, and like I said earlier, when they're on the screen together, they steal the show. If you haven't seen it, I beg of you to find a copy and watch it. Now, I have the Blu-ray, and the special features on it are admittedly not as good as I would normally like. The commentary is... it's just a film historian and Frank Capra's son. I usually prefer it when there's a filmmaker. Obviously, you couldn't get a filmmaker from this film probably to do it because most of them were dead when they were doing this. But it just makes it a lot more boring than what I would normally like. And then the other one is just a making of how Frank Capra Jr. views the film and how he remembers the film coming about. There's also a official trailer with this film. It's fine. There's, like I said, a lot of special features I wanted to see on this, but there's just none on here. If you don't love the film, you can certainly settle for a DVD copy. I love it, so I went with the best quality copy I could find. At the end of the day, this film is spectacular. Though the romance is focused on a little too much for my taste and isn't as well-rounded as some others, I enjoy the competing ideals and the ideas that this film puts forth. I give this film an 8 out of 10. Well, next time I'm talking about 13 conversations about one thing. That should be interesting. See you next time.